Lisa here from Continental Drift Knits. Welcome to a new episode. I think it's episode 12, but I haven't prepared much for this because I thought, okay, just got to jump on, do this really quickly, and hopefully get it edited and up onto YouTube. Otherwise, I'm going to run out of time. Welcome if you're returning, and hi if you're new. I'm Lisa. I'm currently in Melbourne, Australia, and I'm back with my stash. Do you like my new wall? I love my wall. So basically, I'm not sure whether I've shown this before, but my wall is, I think I've shown it. I can't remember. Anyway, we're not going to worry too much about it. I can do a whole episode on it if we need to. And but basically I have all my stash up, and my only concern is moths and making sure I don't get any. However, moths like dark. It's not particularly dark in here. I don't think anything would fade, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm Continental Drift Knits on Instagram, CDK Podcast on Ravelry, and Continental Drifts obviously on YouTube. If you enjoy this episode or any others, please make sure you like and subscribe, and that way my channel gets seen. So it's not the end of the world, but I just thought I'd say that up front. So what am I wearing? I am wearing an Ella Gordon design, one I did a number of years ago. It has a feather and fan bit at the bottom. And I'll put the name of it up because I haven't looked. So I've got actually quite a wide raglan, and it actually fits really well. And I'm not normally one for a very sort of a boaty neck. It's not a boat neck, but I'm not one for a high neck often, but I actually quite like this. And this is knit in Gilliatt, Rerum, Natura, Gilliatt. So a design by Ella Gordon from a few years ago. And if I've got a Ravelry page, a few years ago I wasn't using my Ravelry very much, and so there's a number of projects that don't have Ravelry pages, but I do know this is Rerum, Natura, Gilliatt. I think it's Gilliatt. I don't think it's Ulysses. It's definitely Rerum, Natura. I think it is. Anyway, let's move on. So I have, let's do the traditional FOs, whips, that sort of thing, because we're just going to zoom through today. I have one FO, 99%. It's not blocked. It hasn't had its ends sewn in, but I'm very glad it's finished. I managed to use the yarn. I think I had a tiny weeny ball of one colour left. And I finished the Badger and Bloom sweater, jumper, and I modified the pattern at the bottom, and I modified the pattern at the sleeves, made it just a bit smaller. I wasn't sure how much of the dark brown I would have, so yeah, I modified it slightly. Again, it's a bit of an issue. It's not a very size inclusive pattern. I'm knitting the biggest size. Just for reference, I wear between a large and an XL in Australia and New Zealand, and this is not huge on me. I'll put some pictures up so you can see, it's not big and loose. It's very nice, and it's in Isager Ecosoft E5 E4S and E2S, I think, were the colourways. The 2 is the light grey. So it's not super long in the arms. I couldn't have done it any longer, but I haven't blocked it yet. So there is a chance that I could block it out a little bit more. It's very light. It's very wearable. It's very warm. So it'll be great for Queenstown, but quite warm today. I'm in Melbourne. It's about 14 degrees today. And yeah, it's not cold. Everyone's saying, oh, it's so cold, it's cold. Try Queenstown. It's not cold. You just don't wear enough clothes. Anyway, I'm just going to take that off because it's too hot. And the other one that is a 99% that I've been doing a bit of work on is my Miles shirt jacket. So I've now done the collar, I've done the bands, and thank you very much for all the commentary on the bands. I haven't put the pockets on, and that's what's stopping me at the moment. I'm not really sure. I don't really want to sew them on with this fabric because it's pencil roving and it's not really strong enough to sew with, I don't think. But I'm really happy with the collar. I presume I've got to sew that in. You fold the collar over and you do a knitted bind off as you put it on. It's very big. It's huge. Oh. And it's going to be big and woolly and very oversized. It's probably a bit too oversized, but I'm not too worried about that. It's a jacket. It's not. And then it's got. I'll try and put some footage in of the finished items. So maybe I can put them in here, or we'll see. So there you go. I'll do a little parade later. Okay. Oh. So that's the Miles shirt jacket in Manchelopi by Wooldreamers. So I really like that detail. The Miles shirt jacket, is it by Ozetta or Kadri? I always get those muddled up. I'll put it down here. So, yeah. Only worry about that is that I'm going to somehow wear it out or wear through it. But I think it's a lot more robust than I think. So it's very soft. So that's my Miles shirt jacket. We're belting through. Okay. All right. I'll put this Ella Gordon one back on. I have to figure out which way is the right way around. And I'm not sure if this has got short rows. If it has, it's only got a couple. Anyway, we'll have a go. I need to mark the back so I don't have to measure it up all the time. That's comfy. All right. What have you been knitting on? Anything interesting? I noticed a lot of the Northern Hemisphere, they've all gone into their summer hiatus, I suppose. So here in wintry Melbourne and Queenstown, Australia and New Zealand, we're in the middle of peak knitting season. And yeah, we're going for it. So it's a bit odd to see all these hot people, can't wear knitwear. So when it feels so cold here. So hopefully if you're in North America or Europe or Northern Hemisphere, you're doing okay and you're enjoying it and you're getting to work on some crafty things that are not so hot. So, yeah, cool. All right, what have we got? I've got a few whips. Now, I have a whip that is a test knit. Yes, I know I signed up for another test knit and I shouldn't have, but I did. And this is a bit of a quick one, like you've got to do it quickly because it's a pattern for Joji Locatelli, and it's double-stranded silk mohair all over colour work. And you will have seen her Instagram. She's done some Instagram posts called Instant Crush. And I can show you, I can give you a sneak peek, but we can't really blab about it too much. So essentially what I did, so my philosophy with this one was I had to do it out of stash. So as you can see, all this here is fluff. And all this fluff needs to be used. So I decided there was 4 colorways required for this pattern. And I decided because you were holding 2 strands of mohair together, and mohair is such a blendy sort of fabric anyway, that I would just use sort of color groups of mohair. So what I did was I got all my teal mohair, for example. There's one more here, I think, somewhere. There it is. I got all my teal mohair as one colorway. So I've started with these 2, and they look quite different. They don't look as different in real life, but they look quite different. But held together, they strand, so they blend. So what I'm thinking of doing, and the stripes are quite separate. So what I'm thinking of doing next teal stripe is, or teal bit of color work, is I'll introduce, say, that one. It's quite similar to that one, and we'll just rotate them through a little bit. And I think I need, well, my size goes from 50 grams to 100 grams, but so I figure if I've got 100 to 125 grams, I should be right. So I've got, well, that's 100 grams plus I've got that. So I don't know what that is. That's 20 grams. So I should make it. So that was colorway 1. Colorway, the main color is brown. So I had 4 skeins of onion mohair onion silk kid mohair, and I had in my stash Rowan Kid Silk Haze cocoa color, and I don't know how old this is, but it is at least 15 years old, so it's been in the stash a very long time. So basically I need I think it said 150 grams, but once again, I was the first size to go from 100 grams to 150 grams. So I probably don't need the full 150 grams. But I do have I have 200 grams. So I've got plenty. So I'm holding 1 onion and 1 Kid Silk mohair, and you can see that produces that strand. So it looks really homogeneous when I knit it up. So that was main colorway 1. No, it was not. I think officially colorway 1 is this one. So I've got 2 strands of Kid Silk mohair in onion again. that's all I've got of this. And I don't have a lot of equivalent golds in there. So, but I do have a fingering weight gold, which goes really well with that. And I was thinking I could use that if I need to in the stripes. So I'm just going to have to make sure that I have enough of this to do stripes of, like, leave enough of this to hold with this so they all look fluffy and that one doesn't look odd. So if I need it, that could go on the bottom part of the jumper or the bottom part of the sleeves. I have got this as well, which I could bring in. See, that looks better in the thing, but actually that's probably truer. But actually it's a little bit carroty compared to the gold. So I think that's a better match. Yeah. So that's the other colourway. So we've got these colourways. I think that's contrast 1, contrast 2, main colour, looking good. And the last one is Isager silk mohair, and that basically makes, I've got 75 grams of that. So once again, Magpie Fibres is 50 gram skeins in the pattern, and so my size went from 1 skein to 2 skeins, but all the other sizes use 2 skeins, so it obviously just dips into the second skein. And so I figured if I've only got 25 grams, that should be enough for my size. So basically, that's my colourway. So I'm very happy with that. And it's funny, I didn't even swatch with it. I just love the colours, and I thought, well, yep, I'm happy. So it's all Stash. It's all come out of Stash. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I've done, but I'm only going to give you a little sneak peek. You can go and see the pattern or the finished jumper on Hohi's website, Instagram page, sorry. But it's all over colourwork. You ready? It is pretty good. How's that? Oh. I'm about 3 rows away from splitting for sleeves. So that's taken up a huge amount of time in the last 2 weeks. But I will do these things. So that's a bit mad. But anyway, I'm not going to show you anymore. You have to rewind, have another look, pause, whatever. But I had my hair done yesterday, so I had to take advantage of looking half reasonable. Yeah, so I'm very excited about that. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. It's not something I would normally wear. But it is, you know, the jewel tones are really lovely, and I'm really looking forward to having it. So that's what I've been spending all my time on. I have, however, got a few other whips that have got a little bit of attention. One is the Remi Camisole, which I talked about last week. So that has probably grown by ½ an inch. That's just 2x2 rib. So that just gets some attention when I've got nothing else to do. I'm pretty happy with how that's coming up. I think that's the left front. Yeah, so that's the way it goes. Cool. That side look, I think it's just the way they're on the needles, but that side looks bigger than the other. So that hasn't really grown. That's in Touch Yarns, Merino Silk Possum. Supposed to be an undergarment for winter, but I'm guessing it's going to be finished after winter. Who knows? I'm tossing up. I've got to go to the Philippines for 8 days. Now, if it wasn't for... The thing is, it's 35 degrees, or yesterday was 35 degrees in rain. So I don't think a big fluffy mohair jumper is a great idea. However, I've got 8 hours of flying over and 8 hours of flying back. And that's a lot of knitting time. And the flight over is a daytime flight. The flight back's a nighttime flight. So I'm just not sure whether I should take the mohair jumper or not. Or whether I should just take a few small projects like this just to keep my hands busy. Maybe I'll just do that. Because it's a lot of yarn management. Like having the 4 balls of mohair going all the time. It's not very portable. And I sort of figure if I've split the sleeves, I have to look at the deadline. It's a very short deadline. It's only about 4 to 6 weeks. And I couldn't start for a week or 2 till I got back to my stash. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. Yeah, not sure. Anyway, if you've got any... Oh, no, I'll be on my way before this gets edited. So that's the Remi Camisole. The other thing I have pulled out is I have pulled out my Granny Square Academy blanket. So Shelley Husband, who is Spin Cushions on the Instagram, does Shelley Husband Crochet does a crochet design, and the Granny Square is her jam. She has a brilliant book on taking you through the Granny Square, and basically she's got so many tips and tricks and do this and do that, how to do front post, back post, everything. All her patterns are in both UK and US terminology, and so you can choose. And I have had Granny Square Academy going. I've had a blanket going for, it's basically 10 Granny Square patterns, so you can choose to do whatever you like. I'm doing it in Bendigo 8-ply cotton, and I was very organised. I've put these labels on them last night, just so I know which one it is. I've done 5 of each, but I'm sort of feeling like I probably should have 6 of each. Then that's 60 squares, and that's 6 by 10. And that's probably a better, it's probably a better combination than 50 squares, which is 5 by 10, or 6 by, or 6/8 are 48, but I'd have 2 left over. So I need to probably lay them down at least. And so I might do another one of each. I don't know. I've screenshotted everything so I don't need Wi-Fi. So I could do this on the plane. So I've got 3, of the 10, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 7 done. I have done 4 or 5 of the next one, and I've got another 2 to do 5 or 6 squares. Well, I could do 6 squares. So basically, it really just needs finishing and putting together. So yeah, I should do it. It's Spiky Sally. I don't know what that one is, but you get the idea. It's a nice one. Front posts, lots of front posts in that one. That one's holding the other way around. That's quite nice. And yeah, so Granny Square Academy by Shelley Husband. She's just brought out Granny Square Academy 2, so I figured I should finish 1, and I really enjoy it because you could basically make, for example, a blanket in all one square, or like me, you can do all the squares and put them all together in a varied way. But she does books, like they're a full book, and she has printable. Mine's an ebook. She has them in a printable, so she has a full tutorial format at the beginning, how to do every stitch, every join, everything. And then she does a printable 1-page pattern for each square, which is what I've copied, I've taken a screenshot of, just so I have it on the plane without Wi-Fi. I don't like Wi-Fi on my plane. Yeah, so Granny Square Academy 1 in Bendigo cotton parchment colourway, I think. I haven't got it with me. I've just brought those in with me. So that's whip number 2 that's come out of hibernation, which is nice. And I do have one more whip, which I brought in with me. Where is it? Excuse me. Ah, there it is. I was hiding. It's in my little cork bag that I got in Spain. Yeah, Spain. So, you know, I do the Shirley Bryan Yarns sock tubes. So I started a new one, and I think I had done that much last time, or maybe I'd cast on, or I was about to cast on. I used a very stretchy cast on, which was the Norwegian cast on, German twisted cast on. It's one Andrea Murray has, and it's really, really stretchy. So these are for my niece, and basically I went round and round and round and round, and I've got that much done. And I've got that much left, which I think is about 22 grams or 23 grams. And I've got about another 13 or 14 grams to go. It's got one more colourway in it. And I'll use the last of the colourway to do the toes and the heels. And then I'll do another one. But I've been very lazy and I haven't done, I've got my other sock in here as well, my other pair for me, and I haven't done the heels. So I need to get on and do the heel. I need to have a little think about the heel and see what I want to modify from the last one. So, and I've got the second ball with me. So basically I could take that with me and take the Remi Camisole and the Granny Square Academy, and that's probably heaps. So it would be nice to get some progress on some of those too. My niece has been waiting for these for a year and a half. But that's Shirley Bryan Yarns, just doing the sock tube again. And yeah. So I am thinking more solidly about just taking those things. I mean, I know I'll be under a bit of pressure. I might look at the deadline. I'll look at the deadline. If I've only got a week or two after the deadline, I'll have to take the test knit with me. But if I've got more than 2 weeks, I should be fine, because I don't think we need to be finished it. I think we sort of just need to test a sleeve, the body. I reckon if I got down halfway down the body, like 3-4 inches down the body, and then I did the sleeves, he would be happy with that. So but I'll have a look and see. We'll see. All right, I have got a few acquisitions. one was I had last time, but I actually forgot, and I brought it with me back to Australia, and I'll leave it here. So I wanted to show you. I bought when I was down. So we had to go to Dunedin for some medical tests, and I bought this. We stopped at a shop called Tally Ho, which is a farm shop, and it's a wool carding shop. And basically this is pure New Zealand Corridor, 4-ply, 200 grams, natural. That was $38 New Zealand dollars. So nice. So basically I bought 200 grams in the brown, or 400 grams in the brown actually, and another 200 grams in. And I figure I bought the 4-ply because I figure I could do something light. I'm actually thinking of doing the Afra by Isabel Kramer with this one. And I figured with this, I can use it as a base color. I could use it for crochet. I could use it held double and use it as a DK weight, or a heavy DK. And I can always get more if I want, but it's just so amazingly soft. Oh. Anyway, so I'm just delighted with that, and it will take me a while to get there. But yeah, it's just stunning, and it was so reasonably priced. I mean, 38 New Zealand dollars. If you're in the UK, that's 15, 16, that's £19. It's crazy for 200 grams. You know, if it's a 50 gram ball, that's £4.25. That's just so cheap. Anyway, it's beautiful too. It's so soft, and so it will be really easy to wear. So that I got probably a month or two ago, but I haven't shown it to you. The thing that was waiting for me when I got back here was Yarnology, and I'm very happy to have that. So this one is an Australian volume, and or Australian magazine, knitting, crafting, crochet, and essentially it has lots and lots of these articles, like Origins of the Granny Square. Talks about the old origins. Talks about knitted quilts, project inspiration library, just different projects. Has a little discussion about the projects, wraps per inch, sheep on stilts, looking at knitted knockers. What else? Kirsten. Different makers. So lots of not. It's not got patterns, I don't think. Features some yarns. There's a chocolate cake. Blocking tips and tools. I don't know. It just seemed like something I'd really like to read and spend some time with. And so I haven't got to that yet, but I'm looking forward to getting to that. So that should be fun. So that was acquisition number 2. And acquisition number 3 is partly what I got in New Zealand. It's a commercial yarn, and I quite like it. I'm having a bit of an experiment with it. It's Abbey Road, The Wind Cries Merino, made in Italy, 65% merino, 25% baby alpaca, 10% microfiber. It should be polyamide, but it's pliamide. I missed the O. Says 120 meters per ball, needle and hook size 4.5 mil. It's a chain yarn. You can see that. But, and anyway, I thought maybe I could have done this jumper in it, the test knit. And I actually I had some of it already here, and I channeled these colours a bit, and I was going to do it in those 4 colours, but I couldn't get gauge. It's just too fine a gauge for this particular project. Probably needs fingering to DK. I know it says 4.5 mil, but it was a very open gauge at 4.5 mil, and it just didn't look right. So I might do something later with it, something that's a bit stripy, and say maybe Andrea Mowry stripes. That might be interesting. It's very lightweight and very warm. So I was keen to do something with a really basic commercial yarn you can get here in our Spotlight stores. So it talks about a gauge of about 20 stitches, 25, and 18 double crochet gauge. So the other option is crochet. The crochet uses up so much wool so quickly. And it's only 25 gram balls. They're only 120 meters. So I'm not sure. I think you would need a lot. So I'm not sure with that one what I'm going to do with it yet. I've just got it in a pack bag, and just because I was bringing it over here, but I'll pop it into a Ziploc bag over there. And I've run out of pegs here, so I need to go and get some more dowel and cut some more dowel, and that's a project for another time we're here. So that's all my FOs, whips, acquisitions, a bit of life discussion. Might as well get some knitting out. So as you know, we're here in Melbourne, visiting family. So my husband had a birthday on the weekend, and we got to see our kids play sport, and our daughter-in-law play basketball, our son play football. My husband pulled a groin playing tennis for the first time in 20 years. Silly man. And what else did we do? We went and we had the grandchildren over, our grandsons over on Friday. We had my husband playing golf this morning with our youngest son, and today is, what is it? It's Wednesday, the 12th of July. So we've had a very packed, I hurt myself. I really can't do things. I tried to pick up my grandson and help him to climb a tree at the local park, and I lost my footing and I twisted, and I thought, I can't drop him. If we both go down, it's really going to hurt. So I slammed against the tree and I really wrenched my back. So I've had a bit of trouble with my back over the last 3 days, which has been a bit disappointing, but that's okay. We'll have to just go back to doing PT. Before I left New Zealand, I was doing personal training 3 times a week to try and build some strength, and I'd only been doing that for 3 weeks. So I've booked to go back the day after we get back to New Zealand, and I'm determined to get stronger. So that will be very good. Yeah, so we had grandkids. We went to sport Saturday. Sunday we had birthday. obviously have had a bit of crafting time because I've done all that I've got to split the sleeves in 4 or 5 days. We arrived here Thursday. I think I cast it on Friday maybe, or Thursday night. So I've got to split the sleeves by Wednesday today. And that's with all the activity that's been happening. We've had a pretty quiet couple of days now. Lots of cleaning in the house and different things. And then we'll head off tomorrow morning, very early, about 5:30 a.m. We've got to leave, and we go to the Philippines, and we'll spend with our staff there. We'll spend 8 days, and then we fly back here, and it's an overnight flight, which is a bit yucky, and arrive here on a Saturday morning, and then we'll go to the boys' football, and then I'm not sure what we'll do. Sunday we'll probably be wrecked. And then Monday we pack to go back to New Zealand. We're back there for 3 months, roughly, unless we do a sneaky trip back for the boys' finals or something like that. So, yeah, so it's been very busy. It always is when we get back here, and unfortunately I haven't been able to get out to see my mum and dad, which is a bit disappointing, but we managed to see Daryl's mum and dad, and all the immediate, the kids and the grandkids, so that's good. And so we're back for 3 days, and then we're off again to New Zealand, and we take back our daughter, son-in-law, and 2 grandchildren are coming on the same plane as us back, and they're coming for 2 weeks holiday. So I'm gonna be exhausted. Love you, Em. But it's going to be interesting. So they're going to go up to the snow, and we're going to have a lot of fun with them. So planning a few things and a few trips and a few activities. So that'll be lots of fun. But that's pretty much all that's going on. Tell me about, I haven't fixed my makes, hasn't been going very well. It's been a bit busy. So, and I've sort of wanted to get that Badger and Bloom sweater out of the way so that I could do this test knit. Test knit was unplanned. I'd sort of said to Hohi, I'd written to Hohi, I've tested for her before. I'd written to her and I said, look, when it comes up, I'd really love to do this. It was a couple of months ago, and it popped up now. Can't always plan these things. So I'm really privileged. I feel really privileged to be able to do it. And it's just timing. It's just, do I take fluffy mohair to rainy season Philippines? So there'll be lots of knitting time on the way over and on the way back, but is it really worth dragging it with me? I'm not sure, so we'll see. But apart from that, I hope you're all well. I hope that your crafting is going well. Let me know what you've been doing, and thank you for your tips on the ribbing for the mile shirt jacket. That worked perfectly. I actually added an extra stitch at the bottom. I also ignored the stitch count that she recommended, and I just did my own stitch count in terms of what I felt worked for the side, and it looks really good. It looks much better than I think my Croft cardigan, my Carbeth cardigan does, and I still need to fix that. So I'm really happy with that. Just sewing on the pockets now. I'm not really sure what yarn to do that with. So one option actually I thought of was whether I could get a drop spindle and maybe ply a little bit tighter some of the Manchelopi, but I think unless I plied it to get spin some of the Manchelopi so it was a little bit tighter, but I think unless I ply it, it's not going to set. so I don't think that will work. Unless like a single. I mean, don't know. If you've got any thoughts. The other option is I just get a matching grey brown fawn thread, just like hold the pocket up to this wall and see what I can find. So maybe that'll work. So, yeah. All right. Well, I'm knitting away here. One thing I am really happy about is I've been combination knitting on the Colourwork sweater, Colourwork jumper. I've been basically my dominant colours sitting in my left hand and my non-dominant colour in my right hand, and actually that's been, I'm very slow, but yeah, it's been the best way to do it. So I tried one of those rings, but it didn't work. You know, the ones with the two loops. I couldn't work out how to use it. So I didn't have the time to figure it out. So I'll have to do that on another project. So that's all right. Okay. Have a great day, and hope you're well, and wherever you are, enjoy your weather, whatever it is. And I'll see you next time. Okay, see ya.
Yeah.